Raider Nation, stop everything you're doing right now. Because what just happened in Indianapolis, and what might be about to happen in Las Vegas, could completely reshape the future of this franchise. We're talking about a young quarterback prospect who just walked out of a formal meeting with the Silver and Black absolutely glowing. I'm not talking about the usual, "yeah, it went well" media answer. I'm talking about a kid who lit up at the podium, who revealed that the coaching staff didn't just shake his hand and ask about his hobbies. They put plays on the board. They challenged him. They tested his football IQ. They dove into progressions, footwork, reads, problem-solving under pressure. That's not a casual conversation. That's not small talk. That's franchise quarterback energy. This is a prospect who just led his college program to the college football playoff, who showed poise on the biggest stage, who threw for over 3,500 yards this past season, protected the football, and proved he can operate in a pro-style system. He's openly talking about how much he admires a certain 7-time Super Bowl champion who just happens to have influence in the building. You can connect the dots, but Raider Nation, that's only half the story. Because while the front office is doing deep dive evaluations on a potential one overall quarterback, there's another bombshell report shaking the foundation of this team. A 28-year-old defensive superstar, a relentless game wrecker, a captain, the emotional heartbeat of the defense. A player who has stacked double-digit sacks, constant pressures, and has been the face of toughness in the Silver and Black. And according to league sources, he's not untouchable. The price? 2 first-round picks and a player. Let that sink in. That's blockbuster territory. That's franchise-altering territory. That's the kind of move that tells you this organization is either doubling down on a full reset or positioning itself for something massive. And here's the real question, Raider Nation. Are we witnessing the beginning of a new era built around a rookie quarterback on a cheap deal? Is this about maximizing draft capital? Is this about accelerating the rebuild under the new leadership tandem that clearly wants things done their way? Or is this just leverage in a high-stakes chess match? Because when you combine a quarterback prospect who clearly clicked with the coaching staff, a front office that went straight into play-install mode during a first meeting, and a superstar defender who suddenly has a very real price tag, you don't get smoke without fire. So today, we're breaking it all down. The meeting in Indianapolis, what it really means, the reported trade demand, how it compares historically to other elite defensive deals, and whether this is genius roster construction or a dangerous gamble. But before we dive into it, if you're a real member of Raider Nation, smash that like button right now. Subscribe to Raiders Nation Update and help us hit 2,000 subscribers. Only the real ones ride with the Silver and Black through moments like this, because something big is brewing in Las Vegas. And you're going to want to hear every detail. Raider Nation, we need to talk. Because this one hits different. There is now a real price tag attached to Maxx Crosby. And according to reports, the Las Vegas Raiders are asking for 2 first-round picks and a player. Yeah, you heard that right. Before we dive into this, smash that like button and subscribe to Raiders Nation Update right now. We are grinding toward 2,000 subscribers, and if you bleed Silver and Black like I do, this is the channel for you. Let's build Raider Nation the right way. All right? Take a breath. Let's break this down. The report. The report comes from Mike Florio, who says the Raiders would move Crosby, but only if they receive 2 first-round picks plus a starting caliber player. That's the asking price. Now that's not random. That's exactly what the Dallas Cowboys received from Micah Parsons last year. 2 firsts and defensive lineman Kenny Clark. So the Raiders aren't just throwing numbers out there. They're setting the market at elite defensive game wrecker value. Let's talk about what Max means to this team. Maxx Crosby is not just a good player. He's 28 years old. He's in his prime. He's the emotional leader of this defense. Over the past few seasons, Crosby has consistently ranked among the league leaders in pressures and quarterback hits. He's had multiple double-digit sack seasons. His motor never stops. He plays through pain. He sets the tone. He is the culture. When you think Raiders defense, you think Max. So hearing that he's available, even with a huge price, is a gut punch. But here's the key part. He's not untradeable. There's a number. Is that price fair? 2 first-round picks and a player? That's massive. But let's be honest. Elite edge rushers in their prime do not grow on trees. If you're a contending team picking in the 20s every year, those late first-rounders might not equal a proven all-pro level disruptor like Crosby. Now here's the important factor. Not all first-round picks are equal. 2 firsts from a Super Bowl contender? That's basically 2 picks in the high 20s. 2 firsts from a struggling team? Now we're talking potential top 10 selections. That changes everything. Why would the Raiders even consider this? Let's zoom out. The Raiders are likely drafting a quarterback, 1 overall. That means reset mode offensively. If you're retooling around a rookie QB, there's an argument to stockpile assets. 2 first-round picks gives you flexibility, offensive line upgrades, secondary help, another elite defender, or even future trade ammunition, and adding a starting caliber player softens the blow. This isn't about giving Crosby away. This is about potentially accelerating a rebuild. But here's my honest take. This is dangerous territory, because when you trade a guy like Maxx Crosby, you're not just losing sacks. You're losing identity. You're losing effort standard. You're losing that guy who sets the tone on 3rd down. Unless the return is overwhelming, franchise-altering overwhelming, I'm hesitant. If a team offers 2 high first-round picks, plus a legit young starter at a premium position, then you at least sit down and think about it. But if it's 2 late firsts and a mid-level player, no chance. You don't move a 28-year-old elite pass rusher entering his prime for lottery tickets. What this really tells us? This report tells us one thing clearly. The Raiders are open to business. They're not emotionally attached to anyone if the deal is right. That's a front office operating with logic, not sentiment. And that's how serious organizations behave. But make no mistake, if Crosby gets moved, this fan base will feel it. Raider Nation, I need your opinion. Would you trade Maxx Crosby for 2 first-round picks and a player? Does it depend on where those picks fall? Or is he untouchable no matter what? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's have a real football conversation. Raider Nation, I need you to lock in right now because what just came out of the NFL Combine is exactly what we've been waiting to hear. The projected 1 overall pick, our possible franchise quarterback, just met formally with the Las Vegas Raiders, and he couldn't hide how excited he was about it. Yeah, we're talking about Fernando Mendoza. But before we break this whole thing down, hit that like button and subscribe to Raiders Nation Update right now. We are pushing hard toward 2,000 subscribers, and if you're real silver and black, this is the channel for you. Let's build this community the right way. All right, let's talk about what just happened. The Combine meeting that has Raider Nation buzzing. At the 2026 NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis, Mendoza confirmed he had a formal interview with the Raiders leadership. And according to him, it was fantastic. Now listen, prospects say nice things all the time. I get that. But this wasn't just small talk. He said the Raiders coaching staff was in the room. They went over his previous plays. They put concepts on the board. They walked through progressions. That's not a casual meet and greet. That's real football talk. And that matters. Why this is different. Our new head coach Clint Kubiak admitted he didn't have much exposure to Mendoza during the season because his focus was on making a deep playoff run with Seattle. So this was one of the first real opportunities for him to sit down and dive into Mendoza's football brain. And from what Mendoza said, they connected immediately. He talked about how detailed Kubiak is, type A personality, structured, organized, heavy emphasis on progressions and problem solving within plays. And here's what really stood out to me. Mendoza said the way Kubiak teaches quarterback progressions was very similar to how he learned it at Indiana. That's huge. System fit is everything for a rookie quarterback. Let's talk about Mendoza the player. This isn't hype for nothing. At Indiana, Mendoza showed high-level processing, pocket movement, and leadership in big games, including the college football playoff semifinal at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. He's not being labeled a generational prospect, but he's widely viewed as the clear #1 quarterback in this class. He's accurate in the short and intermediate game. He's comfortable reading full-field progressions. And he thrives in structured offensive systems, which is exactly what Kubiak runs. That's not coincidence. The Tom Brady factor. And then there's this. When asked about potentially being mentored by Tom Brady, Mendoza lit up. He called Brady the greatest quarterback of all time, by a wide margin. You could feel how much that opportunity would mean to him. Now think about that for a second, Raider Nation. You draft a quarterback? No. 1 overall. You pair him with an offensive-minded head coach, and you potentially give him access to Brady as a mentor? That's not just development. That's culture building. That's identity shifting. Why this feels inevitable. Let's be honest. The Raiders desperately need a franchise quarterback. We hold the #1 overall pick. The quarterback class is thin. Mendoza is clearly QB1. And now reports are saying the formal meeting went incredibly well. By all accounts, John Spytek and Kubiak didn't just interview him, they evaluated him in depth. That tells me this isn't smoke. This is serious. And if you're still doubting that Mendoza is the pick at number 1, I don't know what more evidence you need at this point. My honest take as a fan. I love this, not because it guarantees anything, but because the details line up. When a quarterback talks about loving structure, loving progression-based systems, loving detail, that screams Kubiak offense. When a young QB talks about wanting to learn from day one, that screams maturity. And when he lights up about the Raiders specifically, that tells me the feeling might be mutual. This isn't just about talent, it's about fit, mindset, and alignment. And right now, it feels like the stars are lining up. Raider Nation, I want your take. Is Mendoza your guy? Are you 100% sold on taking him number 1? Or do you still have concerns? Drop it in the comments. I want real football discussion. And if you're enjoying this coverage, make sure you like the video and subscribe to Raiders Nation Update. We're grinding toward 2,000 subscribers, and every single one of you makes this channel stronger. This is Victor. The future might be walking into Vegas sooner than we think. Just win, baby.